3, 2, 1. All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Colin.
And Nisi.
And this is I Get It From My Mama. So I want to welcome everybody to season 1, episode 5.
5.
5? Okay.
Episode 5.
Yeah, 5. So I hear that if you do more than 8 episodes, like you're amongst, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but you're amongst like the top 80, I guess, like 80%. Like you doing better. You're top 20%. You're doing better than 80% of people who start
let's go.
podcasts.
Yeah.
So good job, Mom.
Good job.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. And if it's your first time, thanks for coming. Make sure you like and subscribe. We put this on the YouTube channel. And then if this is not, you've been rocking with us, want to appreciate you and shout you out and thank you. So make sure you comment. And then who knows? We might have you on. You might be a guest. So we appreciate you for rocking with us. So Mama's going to open us up with some prayer, and then we have a few topics that we're going to cover today. So go ahead, Mom. Kick us off.
Okay. Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this day. Thank you for the sunshine that we have in Central Ohio today. Yes. Thank you for your love and your support for being with us. And Lord, I just thank you that you give Colin and I the opportunity to come together to do this podcast. We cannot make it without you. We just ask that you continue to bless us and bless this time that we have together. And we just ask that you be with us every step of the way. Thank you all for being with us and rocking with us and bringing us through this. And we give you the honor, the glory, and the praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that prayer, Mom. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
So the top of the docket, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl since that was just a couple days ago.
Yes.
Can't believe it. Time is just going
by
so fast.
Yes.
So Super Bowl was on Sunday. I wasn't able to just sit down and just watch it all the way through. I kind of joined in late, and then my time was being pulled in other directions. So I saw a few of the commercials. The game looked really boring.
Very.
It looked really, really boring. But what did it? You remember what the final score ended up being? I know Seahawks won. I know Kenneth Walker the third ended up being the MVP. Which the kicker probably should have been.
You think the kicker should have been
5 for 5? Yeah, okay. I think so. That's money in the bank.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the score. It was odd. 29 to, I don't know, 13 maybe or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I said that they were going to win by 17. I should have put a prop bet in or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I'm happy to see the Seahawks win. Sorry to New England, but you guys had your chance to. You got your Super Bowls in my opinion. So
yeah, that's right.
They should be happy that they were there. It was a great turnaround, great season. Yeah. Mike Verbal.
Yes.
Ohio State guy.
Ohio State boy.
Yeah. So good to see him out there, but I was really happy for Sam Darnold and to have the rise that he had coming from. Well, I think he was drafted by New York, and then he was down there in Carolina with Baker on the bench, and I think he went to Minnesota after that, and they kind of
Vikings,
kind of ragged on him and said he wasn't going to be anything, he wasn't it, and then he went to Seattle.
They've got to be sick, Minnesota. They have to be.
Yeah. But that just goes to show you, like, sometimes it's the organization. Like, sometimes you're just not a good fit.
No, you're not
for that team, for that organization. And I think Sam Darnold, I don't think he's the greatest quarterback to ever live, but I think as a quarterback, you got to do things to not get your team beat.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, just do.
You have to get your team in position in order to score, to win.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't put your defense in bad spots.
Right.
Make the correct, accurate throws.
Right.
Move the offense down the field.
Yes.
And as you saw in the Super Bowl, 5 field goals.
Yeah. Don't turn the ball over.
Don't turn the ball over.
And, good job or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for him, and you should be happy for the Seahawks. You were born in Washington State.
Yeah, I was born in Tacoma,
So,
so
and
yeah.
yeah, you're a Washingtonian.
Yeah, Washingtonian. That's I've never heard that before until today. So
Yes,
yeah, Washingtonian.
that's
So hey,
you.
go Birds. Is that what they
Yeah,
say? Go Birds. I don't
yeah,
know what they say.
Seattle. Yeah. When you were a baby, I think you had a onesie that was a Seahawk. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think I kept it though. I don't
I'm
know.
surprised.
I am surprised now that I look back. I should have kept it.
Yeah, you keep everything,
Yeah.
and then it's crazy because when you're on the losing side, man, don't things just crumble and fall apart for your boy Stephon Diggs and everything he's got going on, Cardi B, the breakup, and then he's looking at
Are they
jail
broke
time.
up now?
Yeah, yeah,
They broke up
yeah,
from when she was screaming they were going to the Super Bowl?
yeah. I believe it was. I don't know if it was
Oh
like
my God.
Sunday, but it was like close.
Well, the other girl, his old girlfriend, was there sitting
Yeah,
with his mom.
right.
People
I
just,
know it's
oh
messy.
my gosh,
It
that's
is. It's
messy.
very messy, but it just goes to show you when you're on top, you're on top, and then
Yeah.
when you're down, you're down, and I think he's facing jail time as well too. And
Jail time for
yeah, I don't
what?
know. I don't know exactly
Oh
what he
my
did. If you guys know,
gosh.
put in the comments. But
Put it in the chat.
yeah,
Tell
put it
me, because
because
I didn't know that.
that's pretty. It's pretty wild to go from that high, almost being a Super Bowl champion, to
Yeah.
lost your woman. Now you might lose your freedom too. Eesh,
That's a lot. I
it's a
don't
tough
want to
day.
say anything negative, but
Mm-hmm.
you said my boy Stefan Diggs. He's not my boy.
It's not
I mean I don't know much about him.
mm,
And to be perfectly honest, if he wanted to date my daughter with all that luggage
baggage.
he's got, all that baggage he's got,
Yeah.
I think I'd leave him out on the porch.
Mm,
That'd be too
mm,
much. I'd be like, darling, you better rethink this.
mm.
Look at it. It's a mess. I mean,
Well,
it's messy.
it is very messy.
He's got a million baby mamas, and it's just too much. It's just too much.
Oh man, but hey, shout out to the Seahawks. They got it done. They already put the Super Bowl 61 logo and stuff up,
Yeah.
and they've got the teams, everybody. So they try to say, well, the color of the logo indicates who's going to be there. So they've already got predictions on who's going to be in the Super Bowl just based off the colors of the logo, and then they have an image of all the top players from all the teams, and whoever's the closest to the logo.
Really?
Typically, they're the
Oh
ones.
my
And
goodness.
then I think
How, how do they decide, like, why are they always in warm places? Why
mm,
don't they ever have a Super Bowl like in Detroit? Well, Detroit has
has
a
a
dome.
dome.
So I'm
But still, why couldn't they
in
have it in Detroit? I
what
don't.
I mean, why can't they? Yeah, why are they always in California somewhere? Why do they decide? Because it's warm
I think
and they think people will come out because
yeah.
I'm going to go out this time of year. It's winter.
Hmm.
It's February. It's cold.
Well, you know how much those tickets are going for. No one wants to pay that kind of money to
Money.
come to Detroit,
That's
Michigan.
well,
Like,
it's cold. Well, if they would come to Detroit, they're in a dome.
yeah, but still, just surrounding
Right,
the
right.
dome,
Okay.
you want to be somewhere
Yeah,
fun, exciting.
yeah.
So it's going to
And
be SoFi Stadium
right.
next year, Los Angeles,
And I
and
wouldn't invite them anywhere in Ohio. It's too daggone cold. I mean, I love my place of where I was born and raised, but it's too cold.
it
I
is.
would not get on a plane to fly, you're right, to Columbus, Ohio, or Cincinnati or whatever. It's too cold.
Mhm.
So I get that. So I guess that's why they picked those warm
I
places.
think so, and so somebody's pulling the strings, somebody's getting paid. There's some kickbacks,
Hmm.
something's going on, but
Hmm.
maybe if the Ohio Brown Bengals came together and built a stadium and built like a little city, like under a dome, like a Las Vegas, like encapsulated, that might do it. That might do. Hey, I'm just saying. Shout out to the Ohio Brown Bengals. We're speaking you into
To
existence.
assistance.
That's what we're doing here.
Manifestation, huh? All right,
It's big,
son.
man. You gotta have faith.
I see.
You
I
gotta have
see.
faith.
Yeah, you do.
So which brings me to the next point we want to talk about with the Super Bowl is the Bad Bunny, the halftime.
Okay.
So I think that was the most. They say Sunday is the most segregated
Day of the
day of the
week.
week, or
It is.
the hour, the church,
Yes.
the church time hours.
Yeah, between 10 and noon, or yeah, yeah.
I think the halftime was probably the most segregated
Yes.
time in America. Would you agree?
Yes.
Either you watch the Turning Point, Kid
Yeah.
Rock and them, or you watch Bad Bunny. And
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't understand a thing Bad Bunny was saying,
No, I
but
didn't either.
I was going off the vibes.
Yeah.
I was having a good time. It
Yes.
brought Ricky Martin out there. I said,
Yeah.
look at Ricky Martin, like out
Yeah.
here doing his thing.
Yeah. Not. I saw little Future. He was dancing with his mom and his stepdad, and I was like, okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great vibe.
It was a great
I mean,
vibe.
there, to it or whatever, and
A lot of symbolism, and a lot of
yes,
plantation culture, and working on the
sugar
the
cane,
plantations, and
yeah,
all that kind of stuff. And I
yeah,
mean, it's just crazy that people still don't recognize Puerto Rico as an American,
yeah, city,
like, I guess, territory.
yes,
It's not a state, but
yeah, it's
it is.
Puerto Rico,
It
yeah,
is American.
yeah,
Like, come on now. And yes, majority of people here in America speak English,
right,
but there's a huge portion of the population that
speaks
speaks
Spanish,
Spanish. So
yes,
you gotta. I don't know. It's not a one or done. Because they were mad at the national anthem, the Negro national
yeah,
anthem.
that
Like,
Coco Jones thing, yeah, lift every voice.
yeah, they were mad about that, and
Oh
it was
my
like,
gosh,
you do this every year. Every time they do this, you act like it's brand new.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like, that just goes to show you that the education in this country is just,
yeah,
it's down
yeah,
the chutes, man. It's
yeah,
down the crapper, and this should be a time to reflect and learn something new versus, well, this is the power. I have this power, and I'm going to keep this. I want to keep it over here, and I don't
right,
want anybody else to have that type of that power and
and that's
access.
not,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not cool, man.
no,
That's not cool.
not
So,
cool at all.
I checked out Bad Bunny. I enjoyed it. Turning Point had a lot of issues. If that's your vibe, that's your vibe. But it just goes to show you what side you want. Like, it just goes to show you,
Yeah.
like. And I was telling Sierra this. I was telling her, I was like, man, like, racism today
Mm-hmm.
is just so in your
In
face
face.
now.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, it
it's in
used
your
to be,
face.
you didn't know who the racists
Right.
were, but now, I mean, they're
Right.
obvious.
Right.
They're right in front of you.
Right.
And there's honestly a few people on my feed on Instagram, social media, that were posting the Bad Bunny stuff that I was like, oh, I didn't know that you were, on
Right.
that on
On
that
that level.
side,
Yeah.
rocking with
Yeah.
us like that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think it's telling. I think it's very telling. I think it's something that we have to seize this moment. We have to understand where we're at and know that we have control. That no one else is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves.
Selves. Yes.
And yeah, we're the only thing stronger than hate is love.
And I thought that was beautiful. When I saw that, I thought that now there you go. That is the answer to the problem.
Yeah, that's the answer.
That's it.
So yeah, if you're watching this and you're on that side, ask yourself, what is it that you're afraid of? What is it that makes you fear change, fear Black and brown people? Because Black and brown people just want to be left the hell alone. I'm sorry, excuse my language. They just want to be left the hell alone and left to just handling our business. We don't want to retaliate. We don't want to do to you what your forefathers did to us and all.
Yeah.
No, we just want we want peace. We want equality.
Right.
We want the freedom to do what we want to do.
Right.
That's it. That's it.
In a nutshell, that's what it is.
In a nutshell, that's it, man. We all want to raise our kids. We want to have a good education. We want to have some free health care.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be free, just some affordable health care.
Right.
And, just be able to take care of our young kids, take care of ourselves, take care of our parents.
Right. Right. We're more alike than we are different.
Yes.
And you need to take that into consideration, because when I have conversations with my white friends, I have a group of girls that I'm very close to, and we talk. we're all mothers,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we want the same things.
Yeah.
We want our kids to be okay,
Mm-hmm.
our grandchildren to be well. You know, it is the same things. We want the same things.
Yep.
Our skin color is different,
Mm.
but basically we want the same things. And I think that's one of the reasons that why we have been friends for so long. I mean, this particular group of ladies I've been friends with, you're what, 40? You'll be 40 this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you and my girlfriend's son, he and Courtney are the same age. Okay. So they're both 30. Courtney's April and he's August. They'll be 31. And they were babies.
Wow.
When we came together.
Yeah. So 30 years of friendship.
30 years of friendship. And never fought or anything. We had one conversation years ago about Obama. Mm-hmm. And we sat down and I said, hey, we're, you know, I'm extreme one way, she's extreme. I said, but you know what? That is not who we are. That has nothing to do with our relationship. And so this is my suggestion, that we just don't talk politics.
Yeah.
And we have not in probably 15 years or so. Yeah. We have not had that, you know, conversation. Wow. And we just leave it like that. I said, we just won't discuss it. Wow. I'm not going to allow what we feel on each side of the aisle to determine our relationship. Yeah. Yeah. And we both respect each other and we're done with it. Yeah. So, but we want the same things in life. Same exact same thing.
But it's funny as you say that, and it's like, hey, you do your thing, I do my thing, but it's not equal. Like, right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's cool for her to do her thing. Yeah. Because you got the power. Yeah. Like, so for us to do our thing is really to conform to their thing. Essentially. Like, if you're at this point, I take your silence as compliance. Oh, if you aren't voicing or saying anything out against what's currently going on, then you're okay with it.
I'm not okay with it.
I'm not saying you are. Okay. I'm saying they are. Like, you know, like to not have these conversations and to think that it's just going to take care of itself. Those days are gone. Man. And one thing I can thank Trump for is really bringing everybody's awareness up and opening people's eyes to being like, okay, well, I got to choose. And if I don't say anything, that means that I'm complicit. I'm cool with what's going on, which is fascism and the Gestapo coming and taking people out of their homes and their places of work and all that. Like, and people don't feel good. That doesn't sit well with people. No, you know, not at all. So now they're forced to like, okay, I have to take a stand. And that stand might have been just watching Bad Bunny on Sunday. Yeah. You know, no matter how big or small your stance is, you had to make a choice. Yeah. You had to make a choice because I think everybody, you know, there's a percentage of people who don't watch football, didn't watch anything. Yeah. But if you watch football and you had a side and you picked red pill, blue pill, like you picked one, right? And you made it known that you picked it. And
but back to Bad Bunny, what you said, I saw this morning on the news that during the Super Bowl halftime show, people were watching the halftime show, and when they went to the commercial finally, he started at about the 10-yard line. Yeah. And they said they traveled all the way back to the cave, like when people
the tunnel.
They traveled probably 90 yards.
Well, they said he walked 100. They said he had more yards, rushing yards than in New England.
Okay,
at like 124.9.
So all the dances, whatever. Okay, so that was quite a bit. However, what I found that was very funny, and I remember this because I used to sell radio advertising, and one of the things that they said was that during the performance, the water levels were about the same. But after his performance, people ran to the bathroom to use the bathroom, and the flush and the water intake went way up.
Oh wow!
Because people watched the performance and then they ran and used the bathroom after the performance.
Wow!
So they've got statistics and information out there for that. So somebody was watching Bad Bunny.
There's a lot of people. Even Trump was watching Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
So it's a moment in time that we will look back, and this will be the turning point. It's funny they have Turning Point USA, but this will be the turning point of how we want our country to be. Because I don't love America for what America is. I love America for what America can be.
Oh.
And I feel like that I have a front row seat. I have stake into what that can be. And that's a better America for all of us.
Okay.
Not just the chosen few to look no, all of us to make it better. So that's kind of my thing. So, like I don't like Trump, but Trump has caused us to have to you gotta, what's the game? It's chess. Chess is a good game. Chess puts you in a game, puts you in a position to have to make a move. Right. You can't just sit on the sidelines with this one. You gotta be in the game, and you gotta pick a side, and you gotta, go accordingly. So I can appreciate the man for that. Don't like his policies, don't like what he's on, don't like the Epstein, don't like none of that. But he has forced a lot of people to come off of the fence.
Okay.
And now you gotta
make a choice.
You gotta make a choice.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is like chess. I mean, your dad and I are playing chess again from when we were younger, and he keeps telling me you need to be more aggressive, or whatever. But I play my game and he plays his game. He's a pretty aggressive player or whatever. But it is. You're right. Life is a lot like chess. Mm-hmm. You got to do something. Yeah. One way or the other. Yeah. You've got to make a stand. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, as my daughter has taught me, one of her main things that she says to me now, she says, Mom, if I said, somebody didn't, they didn't respond or they didn't say anything to that. Mm-hmm. She says, Mom, no response is a response.
That is. She's right.
And I'm like, what? Wait a minute. My girl. She says, Mom, no response is a response.
That's it.
And I'm like, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. She's right.
She's right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, great Super Bowl Sunday. I think it told us a lot. It was a litmus test on where we are as a nation as we come closer and closer to these primary. Is it primaries? Is that what it is? Like it's coming up.
Second term.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
The term.
So it is definitely going to be very important. Very important.
And very interesting.
Very interesting. But shout out to Coco Jones. Did she do all three verses of the Black National Anthem?
No, she did not.
Okay.
No,
okay.
She did.
That's fair.
She only did one verse, and that made me think of this. I didn't go this year for the first time in over 20-something years to the Martin Luther King celebration here in Delaware.
Right. I
didn't go. And a good friend of mine went, and she ended up sitting at a table with a gentleman from, when you get off the highway and Sunbury, from the Sunbury area. Mm-hmm. You forget about Sunbury being in Delaware County. Mm-hmm. But she sat at a table with him, and, they stood to sing, lift every voice and sing. And they sang, of course, all three verses. Mm-hmm. And he said to her, wow, you knew that whole song, and she was like, of course, whatever she said, but she found that to be interesting. But I said, yep, a lot of people do, but we learn or teach our children lift every voice and sing somehow, just like the month of February, for the congregational song at church, every Sunday it is lift every voice and sing. Yeah. So I just found that but I wanted to know that because I missed her.
Oh, okay.
I didn't turn on the game until 6:00. Yeah. I thought I would have plenty of time, but I did see it online. Yeah. She sang it beautifully. She did a good job. And I told James, I said, there is no way she's going to sing all three verses because those those jets have got to
Oh
come
yeah,
by,
yeah, they got a
and that's
time.
all time.
Mm-hmm.
And so she sang the one verse, and then and then I saw it, and then they went by,
Yeah,
and I thought, yeah,
yeah, I'm cool with the one verse.
I'm cool with it.
I'm okay
Yeah,
with
I'll
that.
do.
I'm not
Yeah,
mad about that.
yeah,
It's just funny seeing all the crash outs after, seeing that,
yeah.
with
And it
it's,
was a throwback to Whitney's.
yeah, the outfit.
That's one
Mm-hmm.
of the first things I noticed. I thought, oh, that looked like Whitney's jacket, but I thought it was first. I thought it was the suit, the
Yeah,
pants and
she had the dress,
the
or yeah.
whatever. The bottom of it was a dress,
Mm-hmm.
but the top of it was the a jacket.
Yeah.
Just like hers with the red and
Mm-hmm.
white on. Very nice.
Yeah, well, it was the red, black, and green.
Was it red, black, and green?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I
yeah.
thought it was red, white, red, black, and green. Well, go
Mm-hmm.
on, Miss
Mm-hmm.
Coco. Go
Yeah.
on, Courtney. All right.
Yeah. So that's a good segue into the next segment is, do you think everything that's going on with ICE and illegal immigrants and all that, is that our fight? Is that something that Black people need to be at the front, fighting for? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, I came up with this question.
You did?
Okay, but I am torn. I think that we should stand with them.
Yeah.
Um, and when I think of civil rights, I know that we did not do it alone. There were all types of people that stood with Martin Luther King and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think that Hispanic or Venezuelan or Mexican, I don't think they need to stand alone because they need us. I think we need one another.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't think I'm going to go down and stand and get hit in the head right now. So I am going to service them from a different way. And we talked a little earlier, and I will support a business.
Yeah.
I would even give to a fund that would help them as a people.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong. I think it is racist,
yeah.
And there's no other way to put it. There's people don't deserve it. But then for me, I have a tough time because as a people, because when we were as a people, quote unquote, like driving while black or running while black or being in the wrong neighborhood or where are you going or sundown cities. I mean, I can tell you right now the sundown cities in Ohio that I will not be caught in. Because you can go into some of those cities and never come out. I don't want to be a part of that. So and when you think about the Green Book, and when blacks would travel and how they had to travel in the day and get situated and settled, not probably in a hotel, because they were not allowed to stay in a hotel. Just like I taught you and Courtney as people, young kids, we go on vacation. And one of the reasons that I loved going to the beach so much was because you could not check into a condo or a hotel in Myrtle Beach until 1975. That wasn't too long ago. No. So we've been fighting a long time, and I will leave this world fighting. But like you said, I want it to be a better place for my grandchildren. But I feel for those people, and it's not fair. And I mean, it's terrible to say that, and to be in 2026, and we're still fighting the same old stuff. And it's just racist. It's just wrong. So I'm going to support them. I don't know if I'm going to be on the front lines, though. I'm just going to be honest. Because I just don't think that I have what it takes to be there. But I would be there to fight for them if someone would do something to them. That it's wrong.
It is. I think we're definitely allies. I think the black and brown got to stay down. I think we're in it together. But we've been fighting this fight for
A
a
long
long
time.
time, a long time.
Mhm.
So for us to take a reprieve and just kind of be like, woo, woosah, help in other ways, as you mentioned, and not necessarily be the ones getting hit upside the head. I think that's okay. That's perfectly fine.
Mhm.
I talk about, because the neighborhood I live in is very diverse. There's a lot of I'll say it, immigrants. There's a lot of different immigrant cultures within that neighborhood, and it's like, what do we do if ICE pulls up on our streets?
Right.
Like what is the move? What is the stance? So I think about those things, those type of things all the time. And I'm not. This does not miss me. It's once they're done getting rid of all the illegal immigrants, they're coming for us next.
Yeah, they'll be back.
It's going to come back around. So I forget the exact saying, but
what comes around goes around. Or?
That is what comes around goes around. But it's like, don't think this enemy has forgotten about us.
Absolutely.
Just because we're not public enemy number one right now,
right.
doesn't mean that we won't be once they get done with what it is they're trying to do.
Right.
And it's getting serious, man. I think November is going to be very telling, very trying, because they're saying, what I'm hearing is that they're going to be ICE agents posted up at these polling places. And if you want to go and vote, there's a potential, you're an immigrant, you're going to get taken away. So it's going to be intimidation, or they're going to round you up and then let you go, even if you are, legal. If you are here, you have the papers and everything, they're going to hold you until the elections, the ballots, or the ballot place, the poll place is closed. And hey, guess what? You can't vote, or you didn't get a chance to vote. So I feel like as tensions mount, as we get closer and closer to this midterm election, we're going to see people's really true colors, and it's going to be, it's the question that we're asking now is going to be at your front door, because right now it's happening, but it's not here. So it's easy for us to say what we would do or what we can do, or patron a Mexican restaurant, or send some money to a GoFundMe. Okay, what's it going to be when your neighbor has ICE pulled up at their house?
Right.
Then what are you going to do? How are you going to react? That's going to be that's going to be key. Are you going to be a safe zone, a haven, a safe place for people to come? Right. Are you going to it's
like looking at schools.
Looking at schools.
I've been in elementary schools, and I'm like, whoa, looking around. I mean, I don't want those people coming in mess with those children. That's my soft spot. Children. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, you can't. Yeah.
It is. It's unfortunate. Like it's unfortunate we're in this predicament,
right? In the first place.
But we kind of see the long game, and we know that after they're done with them, they're going to be coming after us. So you got to act now. You got to, because those people are the ones that are going to be defending you, right? Like that's really. So really, what we need is a lot of the white allies to come out and fight and support as well, too. Not saying that you haven't, but I'm just saying to continue to do that. The Renee Goods and all those people that were fighting the good fight. Right. We need more of those. Like, what's my man? That was the he worked at the hospital. He was killed.
The nurse. It begins with a P. I can't remember.
R.I.P. to them. Those. That's what it's going to take, because you notice when white people are killed by the white people, then it's like, oh, this is it takes a more serious tone. It has more weight to it. So I don't want others to be killed, but it's one of those things that is like, people don't listen until blood is spilled. Right. Like that, it all, like, this is a violent nation.
Yes, it's very
violent nation. And I was telling Sarah this, like, do you know who we're dealing with here? Like, we are dealing with some of the most wicked people. Out there.
Absolutely.
And
I blame a lot of it on producers and whatever, for like news outlets or whatever. And I remember being in radio and what it is, and being in that, and if it bleeds, it leads. They did that, And they still do that today when
Yeah.
you're watching the
Yeah,
news or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. You want the
They
clicks.
like sensationalism, being, sensation, and, the more it is, the better it is. And I guess it's viewership.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a business or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
we do come from a world of, we want it big, and it's terrible, and for us to carry on conversations the next day at the water cooler or wherever you are, the
Mm-hmm.
bigger, the better, the better it is. It just seems like that we as a people, um, we thrive on that,
Yeah.
and that's not good. But
No,
it does happen.
it does. It
Yeah.
does. And it's, white settlers killed all the buffalo in the plains, 200 years ago for sport,
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of all the Plains Indians, all their food
Mm-hmm.
supply,
Mm-hmm.
just so they could rely
Right
on
on
their
them.
country.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
we got some work to do
We got a
in
lot of
the
work to
United
do.
States. We got some work to do. You call yourself a patriot, you call yourself a native, but you're not native of this land. Like, it's we got some work to do. So, did you want to touch on anything else in this
Um,
segment?
no, I think I am good with that. I
Mm-hmm.
thought of one thing that whatever, but it's not this segment when we're
Okay.
just talking about the news or whatever. I thought about um, um, Savannah Guthrie's mom, who is missing in Tulsa, uh, Arizona, and
Hmm.
not Tulsa, Oklahoma, Tucson,
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 Arizona.
Arizona.
Okay.
Um, I've I've prayed for her, and her family or whatever, but it's what's really weird for me that I'm questioning myself is, how about the number of people out there whose parents have come up missing, or like they have an alert out there, and
Mm-hmm.
John Doe is missing and he needs his medication and he
Mm-hmm.
has a pacemaker or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't even run that, or we don't even know it, but because she is a news, I
Yeah.
guess, person, I guess that is the advantage,
Okay.
of her, whatever. But I mean, I want her mom to be found.
Yeah.
I just think it's terrible that their family is going through it. But what keeps coming up in my mind is, she's not the only person that's come up missing. Missing right
Mm.
now. I'm not just saying her mom, but what about the number of children that are missing?
Yeah. Oh.
Young girls, or
Yeah.
or boys that are missing. The young girl who came from Indiana to the Hocking Hills area to meet a guy,
Mm.
and that will bring us into what we were going to talk about. She met him on a gaming platform
Mm-hmm.
that they know right now, and she left Indiana to meet him
Mm-hmm.
in the Hocking Hills, and
Yeah.
she's
She's
dead
still. Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So my question is, I guess it's like what who or whatever. I
Yeah.
think it's sad.
Mm.
It's sad. Where is her mom? I get it. Where
Yeah.
where is this lady?
Yeah.
What has happened? But my thing is, my mom is gone. But if my mom was missing,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't care.
No. Yeah.
My family, we would
Yeah.
be
We care.
upset.
Yeah.
We would be upset or whatever.
But the
But
masses, the
yes,
the mass
well,
population wouldn't.
what's going. It's
Yeah.
just, it is back to the world that we live in
Yeah. Well,
today.
we saw it with the Epstein files. Like, there's a whole underworld. They showed you what was going on, and how did we react to it. Let's just keep pushing.
Yeah,
Let's just keep acting like everything is normal. We can't go back to normal. Like, there is no
there's
there is
no
no normal.
normal.
Like, we've completely missed that. We understand as a people that there were some things going on with children, with women, with this whole ring of the elite, and us in the middle, we're just trying to. Hey, we just need status quo. We need things to just run
Yeah, you need to
the
get
way
along.
they are. The way they are. and that's a lot of people are in that. Are in that right now. So, I mean, I hope I pray that they find the mother. How long has she been missing now? It's been a couple days.
No, it's been
Weeks.
you 2 weeks now.
Jeez.
I think it was 2 weeks Sunday,
Mm.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking I would be beside myself. I mean, I
Yeah.
understand.
And how old is she? The mom? Do you know? Oh
84. I want to
wow.
say 84. And then, the young girl that came up, I have a granddaughter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she she was 17, I
Mm-hmm.
think, or whatever. And you're thinking this is like you say, we can't go back. This is some serious stuff that's going on with people
Mm-hmm.
in the world we live in. And it's, as my grandma used to say, there's nothing new under the sun. I
Yeah.
get that. But it just seems like it's just so in your face
Right.
now.
Right.
Um, and it's hard to deal with. You pray, for families and people, but some things people just don't even bat an eye to it anymore. It's just, well,
Yeah.
it's just like, and I'm
You've
like,
been conditioned. You're numb to it.
yes, we're numb.
That's
We
really
are
what it
we
is.
are truly numb to
Oh,
it.
another school shooting.
Okay.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
You just hope and pray that it's not your kid's school.
Yeah. You're right.
That's it. That's really where it's at. And then to transition to the Roblox to the so there was a young girl. She was 15, 16. How old was she? The one that Hocking Hills came from Indiana.
17.
17.
17.
So she was on the platform, the Roblox
Well,
platform.
they won't say it was Roblox,
Mm-hmm.
but they're saying that she was on a gaming platform.
Okay.
So whatever. And then I sent you that
Yeah. That
information,
video. Yeah.
a video of a lady trying to explain to us
Mm-hmm.
what is happening to our kids, because so many kids are on some type of um, device.
Yeah.
They're Snapchatting. Uh, they're online, communicating. And the way that this lady explained it, which makes very good sense to me,
Mm-hmm.
and she's an older woman like me,
Yeah.
and she says what happens is they start out playing.
Mm-hmm.
The kid thinks that they're playing with another kid,
Mm-hmm.
but it is an adult, and that adult is grooming
Mm-hmm.
the child, and they becoming friends and they're having a good time playing and whatever. They moved off that platform into something else,
Mm-hmm.
and she says, parents, check your kids' phones, get on
Mm-hmm.
there and find out. There's a way that they can communicate that, like you say, you get alerts. There are ways that you can communicate with this person and it doesn't show up on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is what was happening, whatever. This man talked her into, she's thinking she's going to meet her friend. She's in the next state over, which is Indiana.
Yep.
Okay, then she comes over into Ohio, and they are reaching our kids online. And as parents and grandparents, we have no idea that the bad person is in the room with our kids all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking our kids are having fun playing this game and whatever, and there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
And they're saying that parents need to wake up and really get involved and find out exactly who your kids are talking to.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, especially if your kids are below a certain age. Because I know Grayson plays Roblox. Uh, I I played Roblox with her. Sierra's played with her as well, and I think there's a setting that you could just shut the chats off. But I'm honestly I guess I'm one of those parents that she was talking about. Like I'm not worried or concerned about that happening. It's sad what happened to that young lady. It's sad what happens to everybody on certain platforms, but bad things happen all the time. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, things are going to happen. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. There's sick
So you're
people.
thinking,
There's sick
oh,
people
that's
out
not
there.
going to happen to my child?
It's not that I don't think it's going to happen to my child. I would rather have my child experience or in, like, I don't want her to be super naive and not to recognize these signs. I want it to be like, oh, I don't want to stoke fear. And that's why I didn't really like about that video. That, what was her name, Barbara? Bridget.
Mm-hmm.
That Bridget, it just felt like it was stoking fear. And I don't really like older people on Facebook anyway. So her coming at me like that already kind of sent me a little ways, like, there's people on Facebook right now doing the same thing, grooming kids. Like grooming kids is something that has been, what do you say, nothing new under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's Roblox, whether it's Grand Theft Auto on PlayStation or Xbox, or meeting somebody at the mall,
right?
Like it's going to happen if you let it. So obviously, there's probably some sort of relationship. Maybe it was a romantic relationship with that person online. Yes, that happens. Should the parents been more on top of it? Okay, yeah. But to blame Roblox as a platform for that, I don't think that's all the way right.
I don't think she was blaming Roblox. I think she was blowing the whistle and letting parents and grandparents know, hey, if your kids are playing this is what you as a parent, a grandparent, need to look for. Be involved.
Yeah.
Find out what your child is into.
How does a teenage girl go from Indiana to Hocking Hills without anybody? No flags were raised. No.
Good question.
You know,
yeah,
like,
you're right. You're right.
There's no tracking on the phone. There's no, like,
yeah.
She had to get in the car.
She had to drive. You know, I get that. There's a lot to it, but might have been parents like you thinking, well, I want to give her a little bit of space or a little room. It may have been a while before they realized that she was gone. I think I heard earlier in the story, I may be wrong, that at one time or something, she may have been like a risk, like a runaway or something, or, you know, so there is something to it. So as a parent, if she isn't, oh my gosh, here we go again. Yeah. I get that. If that is true, I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is. But I'm just saying, as a grandparent, you're right. It does. There is fear, and you know, I am very fearful. You know that. You know, I'm just my anxiety is high, and if it was up to me, I would just bring y'all all in, and you know, you stay right here with me. I mean, you know, but and now that I look back, you know, in raising both you and Courtney, you guys could have been really off the chain. You just happen to be good kids. I thank God for you all the time, because the way I held on to you guys, you know, I was like, nobody getting my kids. Yeah. You know, not my kids. You know, whatever.
Going to happen to us.
Not happening to my kid. Not on, you know, not on my block. I mean, I remember telling a parent, when you were a junior or whatever, and I wouldn't let you do something, and he's like, oh, Niecy, you need to ease up a little bit. I said, listen here. I listen, I'm a nice person. I'm a good person to do anything for you. But I will turn on Kelton on you in a minute. Okay, because you can't tell me about my son. You can't, you know, tell me what I, you know, need to do. Yeah. So you're right. I mean, it was fearful, but it threw my anxiety, you know, to the top, because when the more she talking, I was, you know, sending it to you, whatever.
Because by her logic, it's like, well, what are we supposed to do? Like, just not do anything? Like, the kids can't they can't do anything. Like some of my closest friends I met on the PlayStation. You know, like I made really good sound, relationships,
Friendships.
friendships on the PS4. Just
Wow.
on the chat.
Okay.
So I get it. I get building that relationship, and I get what is being said about older people grooming younger people. Yes, there's opportunity for that, but there's opportunity for that everywhere. And I just don't want it to be a like, let's just look at this and then we
So you're
blame
saying,
this.
everywhere you're being like a coach,
Yeah,
a teacher.
yeah,
I mean, it could be anyone,
yeah,
a minister. I mean, you're right.
yeah.
Anyone that your child will come in contact with, they
Hmm.
have the opportunity to
Hmm.
groom
Yeah,
your whatever.
especially if it's one on one and you're not in that equation.
Okay.
Like so it's. I know it's a
It's a
scary
scary
world,
world.
right? Like it's very scary. So that's why I say I want to teach my kids, especially my daughter, to recognize signs and to recognize, okay, this is good touch, this is bad touch, this is
Yeah.
this is good behavior, this is bad behavior. Let me consult mom and dad on this because I'm not sure. This seems kind of weird.
Right.
Creating that space, that doesn't just happen.
You
You have
have
to
to create
create
it.
that.
You think so? Create it.
Like what is trust? Consistency over time. So you have to build that trust with your kids. It's
Right.
not just for networking and
Right.
work and relationship building that way.
Right.
It's with your kids too. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to if I'm going to trust my daughter, I have to put her in situations and reasons to build that trust. Does that make sense? Like I can't just say, yeah, Grayson, go down the store and go ahead and pick up some candy from Dollar General. And I haven't given her opportunities to go to the park. Like you know what I mean? Like you gotta give her
Yeah.
these baby steps to build up to that. And now it's like, okay, I trust that you'll be able to go to the store and come back and everything's gonna be fine because you've had practice. You've been in my sight, but I've given you that sandbox
Right.
to play in where
Yeah.
you can make these mistakes and it not be detrimental. It won't be like a monumental like miss. It won't be catastrophic. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So same with the Roblox, same with online play and all that kind of stuff. Like these terrors or these situations, this isn't new. Like it's been there. And you just got to be able to navigate it and recognize who the creeps are to get them out and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Just want to go back to the basics the way it was, and what, didn't have all this, we
It's
had
always been there though.
yeah,
It's
you're right.
always been
You're
like you
right.
said. There's nothing new under the
Son,
sun. The
that's
the
right.
risk the risk is always there. You just have to navigate it and work around it. That's really it. That's all we can do. I can't. I'm not like you. I'm not going to just be
Oh, no.
anxious and worried.
No,
And
you're not.
I know I'm going to. What they say. You don't play. Like in moments, like athletes, you don't play up to the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You play down to
Yeah.
your training.
Oh,
So like if you're in a big moment, you're going to succeed because you train. Kobe's taking 1,000 shots before the game, right?
right.
So of course he's going to go for 81, right? Because he's warmed up, he's ready, he's playing down to his training. Same with parenting, same type of thing. And I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but that's why you build a good community.
Right.
And they say where you live and that community surrounding where you live is probably the biggest decision that you'll have to make when raising a child. The school system, the neighborhood they live in, the
Yes.
neighbors, all that, because they all have
Right.
not a job. They all have a say in raising that child.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it's all important.
Yeah.
It's all meaningful.
But I
Mm.
think that when you look at young couples today,
Mm.
like you and Sierra
Are we young?
with your children,
I don't know if we're young
well,
anymore.
no, you're yeah, you're not
We
25, but
middle age
you
now.
guys are not 45 either yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the advantage when I think of that, I would love to see, and if we have the opportunity of what comes around, what goes around comes around, is that we had, like you said, a community
Yeah.
of people,
Mm-hmm.
and Now, people are spread out,
Yeah.
families, whatever. When I think about my mom, I mean, she came out at a great time, came up in a great time.
Yeah.
She grew up in the South End, and all her uncles, her aunts, her grandmother lived down the alley, from her. Um, she had all of these, aunts and cousins and whatever. They had a community.
Yeah.
You walk down the street and everybody knew who you were.
Mhm.
I think we had, my brothers and we had the end of that,
Yeah.
whatever. But she really did have it. And your children, they've got cousins,
Yeah.
have tons of them, but they don't see them.
Mhm.
You guys have created your own community, and I think that's what people,
Yeah.
do. And today, and I just would love to see more of a
Mhm.
community with kids today.
Yeah.
I think in that way you had a little protection,
Yeah.
insulated, like,
Yeah.
whatever. But
But just because it's family
that's
doesn't mean
true.
that it's
That
going to
does
be
not.
absence of foul
No,
play. Like
no, you're not.
there's stuff that happens within
Yes,
family
within
structures
family. Yeah,
that is inappropriate
you're
too.
right.
So
Yeah,
it yeah, I
there's
agree
a
with you.
yin and
I
yang.
agree with
Yeah,
you. But
yeah,
there's everything that's good isn't all good. Everything that's
right,
bad isn't all bad,
right.
right?
Just like
It's
all money is not good money. I mean, you're right. You're
exactly. You just
absolutely right.
just talk to your kids, communicate
Talk to
with your
your
kids,
kids.
make
Communicate with your
sure
kids.
you're
Be
online with your kids.
involved. Be
Be
an
involved.
involved parent.
Be an involved parent.
Or
What's going on Roblox and who, not necessarily who you're talking to, but what's going on.
what's going on with it.
Just
What
let
did you
them.
do today?
The kids will tell it.
Yes.
The kids will tell it, and then you'll be like,
What?
"Wait a minute,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
seems kind of strange." Then might ask some follow up questions or go and check the repository, see what's the transcript of what's been.
What's been
You have
said.
access to
You
that.
have access. Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's what the lady was trying to say, is just be an involved parent, just kind of
Yes.
know what your
What's
kids
going
are
on?
doing behind
Yeah.
these closed doors,
Yeah.
behind these screens. Don't just take their word for it. I agree with that, but I also don't like this duck and cover and huddle up in the corner and
Yeah.
everything is doom and gloom.
Right.
I don't
Right.
like that, but
And there's more to life than that. When you
mhm.
think about it, just like, people say, well, all they got are these video games and things today. Yes, they have quite a bit. But, you can take your kids to the library.
Right.
You can take your kids to church and be involved in that, with Easter coming up and whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to get the little Easter speeches, and I laugh at the radio sometimes, and that crazy Ricky Smiley talks about, how he had to practice for his Easter speech.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's the truth. You did, or with me being in the choir, I'd be a nervous wreck. Can I sing first? Because my stomach was, all in the ball because I had, lead a song or something. But there's more to life than just the video games or whatever.
Yeah.
Go to that crazy place where Grace and Light's Urban Air. I mean, whatever. I've never heard of an Urban Air. Now I'm like, well, you haven't been Urban Air. You they like to jump and whatever. So to keep them involved and um, you know, there's just a lot today that you've got, as a parent, you got to get in there and get involved. And it's not always how much money, it's time.
Yeah.
Give your kids
Time.
some time. I mean, and that is a big one.
Yeah.
Give them time, to find out what's going on, with them. And that's with all relationships, I think.
Yeah.
You get some time. It's not all about the money and going to dinner and whatever. And it's about what's going on. How is everything with you? Tell me what you like about school.
Yeah.
What do you like about gymnastics? is it hard to, to do that flip or whatever, and
Yeah.
that type of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I do.
You're right.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So speaking of time, we're coming up on our time, almost an hour in.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I think
Okay.
this is a good
Place to
place
stop.
to stop
Okay.
and land this plane. But I want to thank you guys if you survived all the way to the end. To I get it from my mama, and yeah, we just thank you guys for rocking with us, and make sure you like, you subscribe, you share this. Yeah, we're trying to grow the platform. We're trying to grow the brand. Um, Leave some comments. There's some things that you want us to talk about, or some insight that you have with what we already spoke about. Make sure you get in those comments. Love to hear from you, and we'll see you on the next one. So I'm Colin,
And I'm Nisi.
and this is I Get It From My Mama. Peace.
Peace.